It is the midweek edition of Racing to Win. Our focus is Happy Valley on Wednesday night. An important meeting too for the Valley. It's Group 3 racing, January Cup night, the only group race of the season at the City Circuit. Joined in the studio today to preview the meeting by both Paul Lally and also Tom Wood. And Tom, it seems eons since we raced under the city lights.
It does, Mark. The last meeting there, of course, was Boxing Day night. We had the 10-race card there, 9 on Wednesday night. Frankie Law's got a strong hand in the January Cup. Of course, he's got Happy Together, who won this race last year. A different sort of setup for him, though. He carried the minimum weight last year. He's got top weight to carry here. He's also got Flamingo Trillion further down in the order. He's looking to win it 3 years in a row. He also won it before that with Simply Brilliant.
He's a very good record in the race. We'll see who's won the last few editions very, very soon. Paul Lully's here also. Have we got jackpots?
We've got one in that feature race as well. $1.5 million going into the quartet first four merge pool. So nothing in the triple trio or the six up, but we've got that quartet first four merge pool on our feature, which looks a real open race.
It does indeed. That'll be a focus shortly. On Monday afternoon, the release of the horses nominated for the two Group 1s coming up on the 19th of January, being the Stewards Cup, and looking at the first of the Group 1s, the Centenary Sprint Cup, not the Stewards Cup. It'll come up in a moment. Centenary Sprint Cup, Tom, and Kaying Rising headlines the field.
Yes, and he is set to trial on Thursday morning by the sound of things at Sharton. Of course, they've abandoned plans to head towards the Classic Mile with him, so they're going to stick exclusively to a sprinting program with him. Of course, Beauty Waves at the top. How Deep Is Your Love won the Bohemia Sprint Trophy the other day, and you've got Magic Control, Paul, who sounds like he's going to be partnered by an overseas jockey.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't he? Craig Williams, I think, has been in the frame to partner Magic Control. Victor, the winner. Another one with a new stable now, David Eustace.
Yes, he has joined the Eustace stable. So that is a look at the Centenary Sprint Cup. Now the Stewards Cup, Paul, and James McDonald back to try and win it again on Voyage Bubble. Blake Shin in town to ride Galaxy Patch.
Yeah, good race this one, isn't it? With Galaxy Patch and the likes of Voyage Bubble. The up-and-comer Patch Theta, who's looked pretty good as well. You got the Chang Cheng Glory always runs an honest race there for you as well. The Beauties and California Spangle. There in Up and Trip.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at the moment, to be honest. California Spangle after his effort the other day, so they had indicated they were going to go back to a mile with him. That's what they're doing, but he's got to front up and do it, doesn't he?
He does indeed. That'll be the 19th of January. It's Gentleman's Bow Tie Race Day. The Golden Scenery, who you saw on the list for the Stewards Cup, you'll see him on the list shortly for the January Cup because he's running at this meeting on Wednesday night. It's meeting number 36. A-Course is the rail for the 9 races. We kick things off at 6:40. The 2 races in focus. The Group 3 1800 metre January Cup and race number 8, the Class 3 over the 1200 metres. For the feature, as Tom said, Happy Together. Winner last year, 1 start, 1 win. That was this race in 2024. He's at the top of the book. 5G Patch and La City Blanche both come out of the Vars. Encountered, he ran 11th behind Romantic Warrior last time in the Cup. The Golden Scenery has his first run over 1800 metres. Moments in Time has a very good record around Happy Valley. Money Catcher has been top 3 of 4 this track and distance, but he does need to find some recent form. Woodfire Bros Trial well leading into this, and Flamingo Trillion is a 3-time course and distance winner, Paul. And from the 1800 metre start point at Happy Valley, it's a lovely run down to the first turn.
Yeah, it is. Look, there's plenty of pace in this race. Flamingo Trillion likes to go forward, and he's got that low draw and the lightweight. Star Contact's another one that can go forward. Money Catcher has drawn the outside, so I think he'll press on and he'll try and get outside them as well. So that should ensure a really good tempo. Woodfire Bro Encountered went forward last time. Moments in Time went back in his last start. Elaine Feeling goes back, and La City Blanche and 5G Patch normally go back as well. But I think every horse is going to get their opportunity here in this particular contest.
Before we see who's going to add their name to the winners list for this year's edition of the race, Tom, here's the last 5. Won last year, of course, by Happy Together. And Money Catcher also is in the field. He won it 2 years ago.
And that was his last win. Money Catcher. Zabrowski, of course, we never really got to see the best of Zabrowski. Savvy 9 was able to win it. Dr. Jeff, and go back to 2019, Frankie Law won it that year as well. So he's won 3 of the last 6 editions of this race.
Does Happy 9 ever win another race in Hong Kong other than that?
I was just about to look that up when you said that, actually, because I'm pretty sure he might have won one more, but that would have been it. We'll find out and let you know. But yeah, he definitely won that, and then didn't win another one for a long, long time. That was it. Yeah, he got close, I think, but no, he didn't.
He must have had at least 20 starts after that, I reckon. Didn't win another race.
There you go.
Be a good trivia question. So his sole win was the January Cup. Looking to add his name to the list of winners is Moments in Time. Nick spoke to his jockey, Hugh Bowman.
Hugh, January Cup time is upon us at Happy Valley, the one and only group race there at the City Circuit. You're riding Moments in Time, a horse who certainly looks to have his chance in a race like this.
I think so. I was delighted with his performance last start at Happy Valley, and you know, he's a very consistent horse, and he's had a bit of a mixture of distances and classes to contend with over the last 12 or 18 months, but I truly think he finds a race that he can feature in, and you know, like I said, he put the writing on the wall last time. I rode him a bit differently, from a wider draw. I just thought I'd try to switch him off because he's a very competitive individual. Even in his work, he really wants to get on with it. And, you know, I just took a bit of action out of the barriers and settled him. I didn't mean to get quite as far back as I did, but when Zaxors jumped the crossing or whatever it did at the 200 metre mark on the first lap, it sort of took us out of the race a little bit. But I mean, with a lap to go, we had plenty of time, and I just, you know, if he can come out of that race on an upward spiral, he's certainly well placed here.
I guess for the type of horse he is here, obviously this is an 1800 metre race. He has got a sort of a ready turn of foot when required. I mean, he showed it last time, didn't he?
Well, he did, but he was relaxed, you know, and he doesn't show that if you ride him up on the speed and let him use that energy in the early stages. So the race appears to set up so that, you know, I might be able to take a more handy position, but I think it's vital that I do, you know, make a point of switching him off in the early stages to get the best out of him.
He's got the 1-2-5. I guess we're having a horse like Fun Together in there at the top. Obviously brings him in a relatively nice racing weight too.
Well, indeed, that's right. So, you know, he inevitably carries the top weight or close to it in this class of race or against these class horses. But with that horse in there, it just pushes him down to the middle of the weight scale, which is going to assist when I asked him to go.
You've gone close to him a couple of times from sort of limited rides. It'd be nice to tick off a decent one. Obviously, the one and only group race we've got at Happy Valley, so certainly worth winning for sure, isn't it?
They're all worth winning, Nick, regardless of the class. So this horse, like I said, I was really delighted with him the other day, and there's no reason why he can't reproduce that.
It's really been the making, Paul, hasn't it, the switch to Happy Valley for Moments in Time?
Yeah, look, he's had a good season, hasn't he? As Hugh said, he got a little bit further back than he would like in that race, and look, he finished off really strongly. So I just wonder if they will go sort of try and take a little sit with him, because he has led in the past.
Yeah, he has, but when he has led in the past, he's also raced really fiercely, and that was part of the reason why they took him back last time out to see if he would relax, and he did. So I don't know that they'll be too keen on rushing forward with him this time round, to be honest. Moments in Time, the way won that race off the pace.
What about the other horses that Danny has in across the program? Tom, are there chances amongst them? We'll have a look at them if we see what Danny's done first. Of course, a stable star, Romantic Warrior, currently in the Middle East.
He is 23 wins so far for the season, a win rate of just over 11% from his 205 odd runners through the season. He's got Satirical Fan going around in the first race on the program, or the second race as horse number 1 there, and he's dropping in grade. Foremost Teddy had a tough run last time out. He's been backed and beaten a few times. Foremost Teddy, Judy's Greats, and he got one win next to his name. Happy Soul definitely ran a better race last time out, Paul. And you're keen on Harmony Galaxy in the 6th race. Yeah,
really rushed home and caught the eye last time. And look, I quite like Helene Feeling, his other runner in the feature as well. He ran home really nicely last time, and he really likes Happy Valley. The other two, Eternal Fortune, looks a good chance as well.
And Comet Splendido in the last, not without a chance, but probably you'd be looking for an each way price if you were banking on him.
There you go. So a good night possibly coming up for Danny Shum on what he has running on the program. Here is Flamingo Trillion, Paul. This a trial up at Chung Fa featuring the Golden Scenery, who wasn't asked to do anything in this, and the one you don't mind, Helene Feeling, runs third. Yeah, look, Helene Feeling likes Happy Valley. We've seen that in the past and has been a winner there before.
And I quite like this trial. It just sort of blew the cobwebs out as he came down the outside. Flamingo Trillion's obviously got really good course and distance stats, lightweight and a low draw. Frankie Law does sort of target this race with some of his horses as well. So, look, both these horses I think are very good chances leading into this.
He's obviously slightly out of the handicap, is Flamingo, with Trillion here with that lightweight, and he covered a bit of ground into that first turn eventually until he got up outside the leader last start, and then he just sort of looked a bit one pace late, so he's dropping in weight. He had 121 last time out, but the trial was okay, but I think there's a few other better chances than him in the race.
All right, well, they include this horse, Tom, Happy Together, who runs fifth. This is the mile, of course. There's Voyage Bubble up outside the leader. Won it last year, bigger weight, but can he do it again?
I think he can. This is obviously the premier form here in Hong Kong at the moment around Voyage Bubble over these sorts of trips, the 16 and the 1800 metres. He was just off the pace. You would have seen him get whacked there, of course, when Cheng Cheng Glory was trying to clear some traffic there. And I think he can shoulder the top weight here, Paul, because he did miss a run earlier in the season, so he's had not as many runs as they possibly would have liked for him. But I think he's really coming right at the moment.
Yeah, he's the highest rated horse in the race, and obviously won it last year. Barrier 10, that was just a little bit of a concern. He might be just a little bit further back than he would like.
Encountered, Paul, has been one of your horses in the past. Here he is in the Cup, the Group 2 race lead up to IR. He runs fifth in this. He's since finished down the track behind Romantic Warrior, but this race was over 2,000 metres. He was a bit unlucky. What about coming back to the Valley for the new stable?
Yeah, I like him at the Valley. If you can remember back that time when he was wide the whole way and won by about 4 3/4 lengths back in the 14th of June back in 23. I know you're going back a long time, but that was so impressive. So he can handle that Valley, no problem. He's got the new stable, and this run wasn't too bad as well. So the 1800 metres looks good for him.
He carried 135 pounds in this race last year because he was the informed horse coming out of the ladies' purse. He's only got 127 to carry here. Obviously, there's been a lot of issues with him, but I think he's right in this. I know he hasn't won course and distance. He's only had one attempt, but his Happy Valley record suggests he'll be a good chance, I think.
It's a nice report for Encountered. Money Catcher, Tom, as you told us, hasn't won since winning the 2023 edition. Woodfire Bro stays on well in this trial. He's racing consistently, had an excuse last time, and as we saw on the speed map, he's going to get a good run.
Yeah, barrier number 4 for him. He's had this trial over the 1600 metres, was poor last time out, abnormal breathing noise, so they've had to go back to the trials with him. He's had a wee freshen up coming into it as well. 63 days. Course and distance, I've left him out here. I've left out Money Catcher as well. This race last year he carried 134 pounds. He carried 127 to win, and now Paul is down off 115. Few pounds out of the handicap.
Yeah, barrier 12 out of form, so yeah, I'm happy to watch.
We'll put a line through that. OK, we'll move on now. That's a preview of the January Cup. Paul, who do you like?
I'm going to go with a horse. Hopefully he's at double figures, because I reckon it'll be 4 to 1, 5 to 1 the field in this race. So I'm going to go with Helene Feeling. I really like that trial we saw for him coming into the race. Does like Happy Valley. To beat Encountered, Flamingo Trillion from the front, and Moments in Time. Now they're riding a little bit different. So I quite like Danny Schum's runners. 7, 4, 10 and 6.
Frankie Law, he's been the man here in the January Cup, and I'm going to go with his top weight here, Happy Together, coming out of the mile. Yes, he does have to give weight away to rivals here, but he's definitely got the ability. Barrier 10 to overcome as well, so you should get a reasonable price about him, I think, Happy Together. Encountered goes in. Moments in Time, he'll be one of the favourites in the race. They completely changed the tactics with him last start, and it definitely worked. And his stablemate, Helene Feeling, goes in. He's had 2 trials leading into this out of the Patch of Theta race, and of course he's headed towards the Stewards Cup. 1, 4, 6 and 7.
And there you have it, the preview for the January Cup race number 7 from the boys. Off to a break here on Racing to Win. We'll have an in-depth look at race number 8, all the best bets, the plays, and the last run reminder. It follows this. Welcome back to Racing to Win. Can you two get in the groove as well?
We'll leave that to you.
It's all yours.
Don't forget, coming up on the 19th of January, it is bow tie race day with the 2 Group 1s also. But well before then, Paul, it is time for your last one reminder.
Yeah, it's a bit spooky when you race 6, number 1, Harmony Galaxy. Fantastic run from him last time. He drew the outside. He was slightly slow away as well. Now, he is getting down to a winnable rating, this horse. He was he did arrive on a rating of 68. He's down to 59 now. You can see him 3 wide at the back as well around this first bend. So okay, he was a little bit wide. He's still wide as he comes into the turn. And just watch the finish on him over this last couple of 100 metres. He's drawn a lot better here in barrier number 7, and he sort of brushed horses there as he came past. And he really finished off strongly down the outside. This is him winning 2 in a row, and you can see another couple of strides he would have won the race. So a really nice run, and I think Danny Shum's in for a good night.
And he is a member of that stable. Race 6, number 1, Harmony Galaxy is Paul's last run reminder. We're going to move on to our next preview race. It is race number 8, the Class 3, over the 1,200 metres. And Kairos Dragon comes up with barrier number 4. He was in good form and then didn't have too much luck last time. Super Joy and Fun, whitish gate again. Americ Tespexo steps up to the 1,200, as does Eternal Fortune. All Greek to me, cheek pieces off. One-Eyed Blinker goes on. California Deeply was a winner in Class 4 last time. Spicy Gold's won 3 of his last 4. Alexi Bedell jumps back aboard this week. Happy Fat Cat has the cheek pieces off, and Young Arrow has placed 2 out of 5. Course and distance right down the bottom, Paul, and All Greek to me is the leader.
Yeah, really strong leader, this horse. He can lead over 1,000, so even though he's drawn 8, I think he'll get across easy enough. The query is Happy Fat Cat. What's he going to do? He sometimes jumps, he sometimes doesn't jump. If he jumps, he'll put himself right there. If he doesn't, he's going to be out the back. Sergeant Pepper likes to go forward. Eternal Fortune's been going forward in his races. Spicy Gold. Super Joy and Fun hasn't had much luck with his draws. He's drawn 9 once again, so he just might have to take a sit there. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Golden Empire as well from a wide draw. He might have to go back and just try and tuck in there somewhere.
We are straight to Nick, though, with the rider of last start winner, California Deeply. It is Brenton Avdallah.
Brenton, California Deeply, one of your rides on Wednesday night, managed to get the win over the 6 furlongs last time out. He did it in pretty good style too, didn't he?
He did. It finally set up well for him and he was able to get the job done. It was a long time coming. He had a bit of a break between wins, but he's always been a horse that's, definitely been up to that level and even to Class 3. So nice to get a win with him, and hopefully it gives him a bit of confidence stepping out on Wednesday night again.
You mentioned that sort of luck element. I guess he is the type of horse that's a little bit of a hostage to fortune, isn't he, given his running style?
Yeah, and look, he usually begins okay, but sometimes he lacks a bit of speed after a furlong, and if he draws those middle to out gates, and the Valley can be playing a little bit up and in, he just struggles. But from his draw the other night, he was able to begin well and posse up just behind the pace, and we were able to get the job done with him. So, look, he's drawn middle there on Wednesday night, but if he can begin well and put himself somewhere in a position like that again, well, he's going to give himself a chance again.
He's gone up naturally in the weights by some 7 pounds, but he's off for 64. He has won off 69 in the past. So do you think now that maybe he's got his head in front again, there might just be that sort of pound or 2 up your sleeve that you can work with?
I hope so. Look, like I said, he's a Class 3 horse, at this sort of rating, and if he can, get a race run to suit and get his luck in running, then he's going to be a chance again.
There is Brenton. Tom, how do you see California Deeply's chances in this race?
Well, they raced a lot closer with him last start, didn't they? I'm just worried about him putting 2 in a row together because it took him a long time to get that next win on the board to win number 3. Nothing wrong with his trial up at Chung Fa and where they position him again from 6. If he's close like he was last start, then he's in with a shout. But I don't know.
Yeah, I left him out. I just wonder about consistency with him.
That is California Deeply. Paul, Kairos Dragon running second in this race. So we're going back to race 238, which is 2 starts ago for Kairos Dragon. Super Joy and Fun third, and Spicy Gold runs 5th, but draws barrier number 3 and gets Regular Pilot back on board this week.
Yeah, and didn't have too much luck down the straight as well. He's sort of in between horses there. Good run, I thought, here from Kairos Dragon. He's drawn nicely in barrier number 4 as well, and hit the line strongly. He did put 2 in a row together already, this horse, and I like the way he finished off.
Yeah, finished off nicely there. And of course, last time out, when he was also beaten by Aurora Lady, he was at the back and he was badly held up the last 100 metres. So he got no room. He had clear excuses. That was from barrier 6. He's got barrier 4 here. Does normally get back, so we'll need a bit of pace on for sure.
On to our next replay, Tom, and this is Eternal Fortune running second, and All Greek to me fades and runs ninth. Not too much of Eternal Fortune, but he's been good enough to place 3 out of 4 starts since he's been here.
I've got him in, but I do wonder about the trip because he'd won over 1,000 and an extended 900 metres prior to arriving here. The way he finished this race off would suggest that 1,200 metres should be right up his alley. He was, of course, beaten by Healthy there. I'm going to put him in the back end of the first 4. All Greek to me is hotter and colder than a broken boiler.
Yeah, he is. Look, I quite like Eternal Fortune in this. I did like the way he finished off there. And the thing with the form there, Healthy's come out and he's put a couple together now.
And the horse that ran third, Youthful Spirits, did trial quite well at Chongfa on Monday. Emeritus Spexo, Paul, this was a resuming 4th behind Atomic Force. Second up, Barry number 2, and jumps up an extra 200 metres.
Yeah, look, it looks good for him, doesn't it, with those things. Has been placed second up in the past, just a minor placing, but from Barry number 2, Zach Purton aboard, really caught the eye finishing. We know he's a good horse and he does like Happy Valley at his prime. So we can see John Size horses improve quite a lot from start 1 to start 2.
He's just a one-time winner in this grade. He's been there or thereabouts. Probably would prefer him in a lower grade Class 4. He's been a good Class 4 horse, but you can't argue with his distance stats. He goes very well course and distance, so it needs to be looked at favourably here.
And Tom has this man on board and 21 wins in the last 10 meetings.
Yeah, he's going just okay, isn't he? 23.8% win rate there for Zach Purton across the last 10. He's got Golden Rise, he's got a gear change. Ninja Derby probably might come out of a suspect form race last time out. Beauty Lighter last winner. Spirit of Peace is having his second start. He's riding Firefoot Paul in race 6. That looks an open race, I thought.
Yeah, it definitely does. And Toy Soltero didn't go too badly at his last start. There was an improvement there from that horse, and that's an interesting jockey booking in the last.
It is Zach Purton for Michael Chang. That is a look at Zach's stats, but your selections for race number 8, please, Paul.
I'm going to go with Eternal Fortune. We'll put him on top there. He goes on top. It was a nice run last time, and I'm not too worried about the 1,200 now. He's an older horse. The 3 Emeritus Spexo, second, Chorus Dragon and Spicy Gold. 4, 3, 1 and 8.
Settle with Kairos Dragon here. Hopefully comes up at okay price in the race for David Hall and Karis Teaton. No luck last time out. He's a 2-time course and distance winner. Spicy Gold, speaking of luckless, he had no luck at all last time out as well. He did dead heat for 5th behind Aurora Lady. Emeritus Spexo's in and Eternal Fortune on a minor line. 1, 8, 3 and 4.
That is the preview for the 7th and the 8th. All of the races with Paul's selections are previewed on the website, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. But the boys upstairs, Paul, are about to click on best bet graphic for Paul Lully.
Yeah, Harmony Galaxy for me was a really nice run. We just saw that in the 2 to follow, so I think he's ready to win. It does look like a strong race. And the value we're going to do in the feature, Harry's already saluting there. Race 7, number 7, Helene Feeling. Hopefully we get about 10 about him. And the play in the last, California Totality, Super Unicorn and Sun Strider, a QQP.
Best is race 5, number 8, Spirit of Peace. Zach Purton looking very serious there. He's riding here for John Size, and they've teamed up for numerous wins over the last few meetings. And this horse here, Chased Home Super Legends, who of course since has won at Sharton at the weekend. He covered some ground here, and it was only beaten a length. Comes to Happy Valley for the first time without a trial. There was a bit of a queue up there for the minors, but did like the way he finished off at the end there. Spirit of Peace, the son of Harry Angel. The value in the last Speed Dragon will need some luck and some pace on from barrier 12, but has trialled okay leading into this. Third up, has won third up. Happy together in counted moments in time to play race 7.
The best bet, Eternal Fortune, race 8, number 4, Hugh Bowman. Danny Shum looks like he's in for a good night. Place 3 from 4, jumps to the 1,200. Amazing Award hasn't had a whole lot of luck lately, so 6 starts for nothing. Could turn around if things go his way. And the play, race 8, 3, 4 and 8s in a QQP. That's Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Looking further afield, you can see we're back to Sharton on Sunday and Happy Valley on Wednesday the 15th. A couple of minor cup races coming up across the board also after the January Cup, Tom.
Yeah, we've got, of course, the Racing Club Cup coming up, and there's some really good racing coming up the weekend, Paul. Class 3 restricted, the Classic Mile Trial.
Yeah, a few of the Derby contenders stepping out. Be good to see.
It will indeed, but we need to get through Happy Valley before we get there. Thanks for joining us on Racing to Win. The first is at 6:40.